Welcome back to episode 5 of watching Wivio become the greatest hardcore Ironman to ever exist or die trying. In that last episode, I got my grubby little hands on the Amulet of Glory and a skills necklace after a long and complicated process to achieve 76 crafting. Afterwards, I surprised everyone, myself included, with a quick level 70 construction. The reason that 70 construction was special is because that it was a sign of how quickly I can obtain base 70s, the next step in my progress. This also benefits my side goal of keeping Herblore my lowest skill so that Tears of Guthix XP will always go into it, as I can leave it sub 70 for now. With a clear goal in mind, it was time to get started on smithing. But first, there were many comments in my last video begging me to spend some time doing their favorite content, and well, I'm nothing if not a man of the people, so you'll be disgusted to hear that it is time to do some tithe farming. I'm only here because I need to get my straw hat, and I'd like to get it before I hit 85 farming, so I don't have to do any tithe farming after 85. The reason I want this guy is because I think it'll make me look pretty, and also I think it's like a elite clue step or something. 213, I'd like to see how much XP I get from this, so let's go and deposit into the sack. 35,000 farming experience, ridiculous. There's 84 farming as well. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be from the first set of only 100, by the way. That was only 100 of the 213. Another 35,000 experience, leaving me with only 13 left. I'll just deposit them. So here's the last 13 for 3,000 more experience. So how many points does that give me? 74. Wow. I was expecting like, I don't know, 50 or so. You're joking. I needed 75 for the hat and I left with 74. Well, let me just run back in there. I'll just only plant like, I don't know, 10 seeds or so. Another 3,000 experience and 78 points, more than enough for the hat. Give me that hat. Oh, I was right. I do look pretty. Oh my gosh, who's that handsome young man over there? Oh, it's just me, Wivio, with my new hat. All right, let's get out of here. Hat acquired. That is one elite step unlocked in the future. And that is all of the tithe farming. I'll just say for now. I was going to say forever, but just for now. Now, I think the next plan is I need to get started on smithing. All right, the wiki is claiming that this blacksmith over here is going to be able to sell me some steel items. Let's see if that's true. Steel items all the way up to Addy items. Okay, and it does. Yep, and the Addy items are in stock, which is crazy. I would have thought that they were all bought out, but maybe that's because it's like not actually as efficient as I think it's going to be. Either way, I have to buy the steel items right now, because whenever I go to the Giant's Foundry, I only have mithril bars. I don't have any steel bars because Motherlode Mine doesn't give you iron for some reason. So I'll need steel items to mix with the mithril for an alloy sword. I'm going to be getting my smithing experience from Giant's Foundry. This is a minigame in which you smith giant swords out of metal bars. In place of metal bars, you are also allowed to use metal items that are made up of the type of bar that you are trying to use. So steel armor and weapons will count as steel bars and work all the same, except the value is slightly less than if you were to just use the bars, but that's not very important. Because Motherlode Mine doesn't give you any bronze or iron ore, the lowest tier bars that I have banked is mithril. In Giant's Foundry, the amount of experience, coins, and points that you get is based off of the metal score. If I were to use only mithril bars and items to fill the cauldron and smith a sword strictly from mithril, I would get a metal score of 40. However, if I were to use only half the amount of mithril and fill the rest with steel, a lower tier metal, you would think the metal score would go down. Instead, I would actually get a metal score of 65, over 50% more than all mithril. This is even higher than if I were to use all rune items, the highest tier smithable metal in the game. Yeah, Giant's Foundry really wants you to combine metals and make alloy swords as opposed to only using one metal. So, by buying steel items to combine with my mithril bars, I will save mithril and actually get more experience at the same time. This will easily work until I hit 70 smithing, where I unlock Addy bars and can begin making mithril Addy alloy swords for massive experience. Alright, that is going to be the last inventory for now, giving me 186, which is quite a lot. I have no idea how far this is going to get me. I'm just going to have to head over to Giant's Foundry and try it. Alright, let's get to smithing. All right, this looks like it's going to be the combo I'm going to be using. So steel items plus the mithril bars that I've smithed in the past. And I'm going to have to be doing this all the way up to level 70, making the steel and mithril alloys. All right, and that is the first sword completed. And we get 6,800 smithing XP, so just nearly 7,000 and 13,000 coins, which is definitely not worth it. Like, I'm technically losing money with that by buying those steel parts. But honestly, whatever. It'll be good enough for now. That's broad and heavy. 61 smithing. Okay, that kind of like flew by, so I wasn't expecting it. 62 smithing, 63, 64 smithing randomly while I'm actually making the sword, which is pretty weird. 65 smithing, 66 smithing, 67 smithing, 68, 69 smithing, which is very convenient because I have basically just ran out of my steel plate bodies and mithril bars. So I'm just going to go and finish my last level going up to 70 at the blast furnace, since once I get 70, I'll need more mithril bars anyway to do the mithril addy alloy over here at Giant's Foundry. So I have to go to blast furnace anyway, might as well hit 7. So once smithing is level 70, I will only have to do 2 levels of fishing and then grind rune crafting, prayer, and slayer up to level 70, and that will be base 70s except for herb lore, which I'm going to keep below because of Tears of Graphics reasons. 70 smithing, yet another base 70 on the account. Unlocking Addy ore, of course, and the zombie axe. I have heard of that. I do need to look into that. Okay, so that gave me 2100 mithril bars, but it's pretty late. I'm about to go to bed pretty soon. I don't want to swap up activities, so I think I'm actually just going to finish off the night making this Addy ore into Addy bars that I just unlocked by hitting level 70 before I leave blast furnace. That way, whenever I go to Giant's Foundry later, I'll already have the bars, mithril, and Addy bars. All right, that is the last of the Addy ore turned into Addy bars, giving me nearly 800, so 2100 mithril, 800 Addy. That's going to go a long way whenever I go to Giant's Foundry, but after that runs out, I'll have to go back over to Mudload Mine to supply myself with more, but doesn't really matter. I'm done with the 70 smithing grind, which is all that I set out to do in the first place. Yeah, I guess so. No way. No. I was recording the wrong scene. I don't even know when I did this. It could have been the whole freaking day. Oh my gosh, I'm such an amateur. Okay, well, the only important thing that I said right there was that it's too late to start another big project, so I'm just going to go and finish off the night with some woodcutting after I do a farm run. 74 Hunter, which unlocks my ability to do the magic birdhouses without having to use the Trapper's Tibble as a boost. Very nice. 83 woodcutting from a forestry event. I was not expecting that. I decided to start the day off with some Slayer. I do have 3 levels to go until 70 anyway, and I think this is the first time I've actually done Slayer since I've gotten my Slayer helmet and imbued it. By the way, now is a great time to mention that I have not looked into escape crystals. I don't really fully understand how they work, even though I believe most hardcore Ironmen would use them while they're doing Slayer. Instead, I've opted to swap out my Berserker ring to a Ring of Life at a DPS loss. But basically, that's my fallback plan if I were to DC or if something were to go wrong and I were to look away too long and not notice my prayer dropping. But the goal is obviously to never let my prayer drop and never lose focus that long. I don't ever want to be chanced regardless and have to be saved by the escape crystal or the Ring of Life. But for now, I am just relying on that Ring of Life, and I'll look into the escape crystal probably in the near future. Oh, there he is. There he is. Nice. I think that's our first superior. Oh, I don't have the prayer. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I have to try to one tick. No, I'm so bad. No, I was so close. Okay, we have 3 food. I don't know this guy's max hit, though. If I drop below, like, I don't know, 50 health, I have to TP out. I can't risk it. Let's go, baby. Holy crap, what a reward, am I right? That reminds me, I used to have a rule about carrying a spare prayer potion with me, just in case I got a superior on one of the last like 2 or 3 kills and I didn't have enough prayer to kill them. I'd always have that prayer potion to finish them off, because if you leave and then come back, they despawn. So you have to kill them as soon as they spawn. Nice, dude. I'm actually like really proud of that. So my one tick flicking is garbage, but it was just barely good enough to get that kill, because had I dropped below 50 hit points, I absolutely would have teleported out because I don't know that guy's max hit. So that is the first superior I've seen and the first one I've killed. I'm 1 for 1. 68 Slayer. Oh, Mr. Duradel. Black Dragons. Okay, that's a pretty quick task. We can save. Oh, I get to use my new ranged boots in my ranged outfit because you safe spot those guys. Nice. Ooh, we are looking drippy with those purple J's on my feet. I got that glory around my neck and that blue d'hide shield. It kind of looks black from this angle, but it is a blue d'hide shield. Of course, the Slayer helmet imbued for the range bonus. The Hunter's Sunlight crossbow. Oh, it's gorgeous. So I just realized that is a blue d'hide shield instead of an anti-dragon shield, and that's pretty spooky that I actually just forgot an anti-dragon shield. So it doesn't matter because I'm safe spotting, but of course on a hardcore you would want it anyway so you don't get hit for like 50. I for one feel much better. Yeah, that's pretty scary. I can't believe me, of all people, the guy who has like a deep-rooted fear of dragons from whenever I was like 10 and killing them out in the wilderness. Dude, I forgot an anti-dragon shield. That is gonna be the end of my hardcore right there. Some worms, you'll love to see it. I love killing these guys, not just because they're insane loot and prayer experience from their bones, but also every kill, I feel like I'm one step closer to getting that dragon harpoon. Fire giants, a classic. I'm gonna be doing those, of course, in the catacombs of Corinne for my chance at totem pieces. All right, before I head over to the catacombs to do my fire giant task, I'm gonna spend like an hour or so down here mining to get gems, including jades. I'll be using these jades to make jade rings, which when enchanted turn into rings of returning. A ring has 5 teleports that sends you back to wherever your spawn location is. Back in episode 3, I did a Kingdom Divided, which among the other rewards, one of them was I had access to making the Corinne Castle my respawn location. So now every jade that I mine down here is 5 teleports right next to the entrance of the catacombs. Is this more efficient than just using the 2 law runes to teleport there? I don't really know. I've never actually thought about it, but it makes me feel really cool and unique. 79 mining while mining gems for jewelry. All right, that is the last of the rings that I'm going to be making, giving me over 100 rings, which at 5 teleports apiece, that's 500 teleports right to the catacombs. Yes, please. Very well, from now on, you will respawn at the Corinne Castle. Perfect. So now the Rings of Returning will bring me here. I didn't do this at the end of Kingdom Divided for some reason. 86 attack. Oh, and here you can see the beauty of it. So right after I get done restoring my prayer, I hit the ring teleport. I'm right next to the catacombs. Level 88 hit points. You love to see a hit point level on a hardcore. It is finally time. 85 farming, unlocking the high tier section of the farming guild, which means high tier contracts, torstals, celestrous trees, no more growing watermelons, no more sweating farm runs. I might as well have just got 99 farming right there because I have everything unlocked. Go ahead and say hello and goodbye to this cat because this is the last cat I'm going to be growing on the account, no more. This changes so much about the account. Let me go ahead and finish this farm run and then we'll get started on some of the main things that this changes. And then I'll just tell you about all the stuff that's happening in the background that you probably won't be seeing in the videos, such as way less farm runs. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Way less farm runs and way faster farm runs because I'm not doing watermelons anymore. There is another 10 days added to Miscellanea and let's collect the rewards. Yeah, these are nice, but I'm not like super convinced that this is exactly really worth my time. It is time to get started on the Edgar's Ruse quest. This quest is the beginning of the Troll quest line. By doing the entire Troll quest line, I get quite a bit of unlocks that you'll just have to see here in a minute, but namely 2 disease-free herb patches as well as teleports directly to those herb patches. Despite having 85 farming, I will still be doing herb runs because obviously I need to level herb lore. And if you're curious why I didn't already do this, it's because I was actually running out of herb seeds faster than I was getting them through things like Slayer. Here's a pretty nice list of all of the things I'll have to do in order to complete Making Friends with My Arm, which is the final quest of the Troll questline. Cold War, but I already have all the requirements for Cold War. The Swan Song quest, which requires one small favor. Oh, but at least I can already do that one. And lastly, My Arm's Big Adventure, which does require Edgar's Ruse, which is the one I'm working on right now, as well as 60% Tybo One Eye Favor, but I don't think that'll take very long. And there is Edgar's Ruse completed, which gives me 11,000 herb lore experience. Very nice. That might even get, yeah, that did give me a level. Nice. 61 herb lore. Oh my gosh, I'm a moron. I was in the wrong scene again, dude. This is insane. Anyway, while I was out there, I obviously got the 2 extra gout weed for the future quest, Dream Mentor and Dragon Slayer 2, I believe. And there is 1 small favor completed, giving me 2 antique lamps, but before I send them, I'm going to go do my Tears of Guthix. Okay, psych, Tears of Guthix isn't ready, and I can't bank them, so I'm just going to use them. Here we go. 10,000 herb lore experience is ridiculous. So 20,000 from this quest and 11,000 from the last one. I've gotten 31,000 herb lore experience from the last 2 quests. And now that I've done Edgar's Ruse, I can teleport straight to the Troll Stronghold. A hard Fremmy diary completed. Here's the part where I needed the 60% Tybo One Eye Favor, but I'm already at 53%, so this is like literally 5 minutes. There we go, that is 60%, and of course I'm poisoned, which is perfect. This poison absolutely slaps as well for like 10 damage. Oh, no, 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 please don't hold me in an animation. Oh, dude, this is terrifying. I don't know how poison works when you're in an animation. Like, is the poison still going to be ticking for 10 damage every tick? Oh my gosh. Oh, well, that was absolutely terrifying. I did not like that at all. You can laugh all you want, but that very well could have been the end of the account right there. And what a way to go out it would have been. Wow. That is, yeah, I am like actually shaking. 10,000 more experience. There is My Arm's Big Adventure done, as well as that should have, yes, that got me level 62 Herblore. That obviously unlocks the Troll Stronghold patch. This is one of the disease-free patches, but I'm going to wait to actually like mess with it until I'm done with all of the Troll Quest. So off to do Cold War. There is Cold War completed, and there is Swan Song, 50,000 fishing experience, 15,000 magic, and 10,000 prayer. Crazy. The wise old man is telling you that teleports are blocked. That's right, dude. This fight is terrifying because you can't teleport out. It should be pretty easy. I don't think it's a hard fight. I don't think you take much damage, but that's still obviously scary. Okay, yeah, that wasn't so bad. Time for the big boss, the final boss. Nice. A little bit spooky, but really just not all that bad. There it is, making friends with my arm completed, giving me 150,000 experience. And honestly, I don't think that's going to get me a single level. And then what I care about the most is the salt technology and the disease-free herb patch. All right, so that salt technology that I unlocked was referring to this place down here where there are 4 different things that I can mine, and I'm going to need a lot of all 4 of them. All right, there we go. That took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, but there we go. That is all of the different salts and the basalt that I need in order to do all of the unlocks. So let's head over to a bank and get started on each of those. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a portal to both of my new herb patches here in my house, so I have infinite teleports directly to the herb patches. All right, to make sure I don't mess this up, let me go do Portal 2 first. So Portal 2 is unrelated to everything I've been doing, but I'm going to go ahead and build a Carol portal here in my house. This is a hard, I believe, Mauritania diary requirement that I remembered having to do on my last account, so I might as well go and build it now while I'm jacking with a portal nexus or the portal chamber. I mean, I guess it has to be this one that's called Troll Stronghold, but that's like confusing because there's multiple Troll Stronghold teleports. But yeah, I mean, it works. So, and it used the salt. There we go. And the last one, of course, is going to Weiss. There we go. Look at that portal chamber. All right, now I can take out this centerpiece because it is no longer needed, and it'll make it so I don't have to walk around it whenever I'm, using the portals. And there we go. That's what it looks like. Let me go and use my Carol portal and get my diary step. There it is, the hard Mauritania diary step. And here's my next unlock in the Lumberj Swamp. By building this fire here, I no longer need a light source whenever I'm coming down here, which means no risk of exploding. And next up is the fire here next to the cave horrors to make it so I no longer need a light source over here. This one is not a light source. This one stops this stupid snow effect that drains your stats when you're going to the God Wars dungeon. This will be very nice to have later on. This one is the Mauritania fire. This one, again, is not a light source. This one stops these ghasts, these little ghostly ghouls, from hitting me and doing damage and then corrupting my food into rotten food where I have to drop it. So these guys were extremely obnoxious, but now whenever I'm wandering through here, they're just, they're just hanging out. All right, now let's take the Weiss portal that I just built and come over here and build the last fire, which is the one that unlocks the Weiss disease-free herb patch. All right, there we go. That's all of the fires built. Dude, I am starting to feel like an actual late game Ironman. It's finally starting to come together. It is finally time to part ways with the final cat that I will be growing on this account, probably forever. We are beginning a new era after all, so say your goodbyes. And then say hello to 200 death runes. Let's get a final look at those death runes. We have 16,633 death runes on the account, with a massive majority of those being strictly from raising cats. They served me well. All right, let's get started on the first farm run of a new era. Let me go ahead and clean out this medium tier contract that I had growing from, obviously before I was 85. I almost just accidentally accepted another medium task. This is the first time that I get to accept a hard tier contract. Please be something I already had planted. And it is white lilies. You can't make it up. I already have some of these planted. I got like one batch of white lily seeds from Hespori, and it's lasted me forever. Look at me instantly finishing my first hard contract and getting a hard tier seed pack. And of course, I'll take another hard tier contract for watermelons. You can't make it up, dude. No way we get the back 3 back, right? Latendine, no. Unfortunate, but oh well. 2 hard tier contracts, 2 hard tier seed packs. All right, first, let me open up the last medium tier seed pack. To be expected. All right, it is time to open the first of my hard tier seed packs and hopefully get some juicy goodies. Pineapples, curry. Okay, so curry and pineapples and lantandine and papayas? Dude, no way. What the heck? Okay, surely that was a fluke, but let's go and open up the second one and see what we get. Kind of absolute garbage, if I'm honest. The irrits are, I guess, somewhat cool, but the rest of that is pretty garbage. All right, that is everything else in the lower section done. It is finally time to enter the high. No, whoa, don't rush it. Come back, come back. Slow down. Let's enjoy this. Oh, baby. It feels even better than I imagined. Just take a look around. 85 farming, by the way. You know, maybe he just didn't hear me. There it is. There's the congrats. Let's go, dude.
Hardcore Ironman, by the way.
Nice, dude. Nice. Oh, now I can use the rich person bank. I don't have to use the poor I get people here to talk to. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plant one of my very few, in fact, maybe my only Celestra seed in this patch, but I'm not going to check its health until I get it as a high tier contract. And then obviously paying potato cacti to protect it because these things are extremely worthless and the Celestia's tree is very valuable. And here's a papaya over here, just in case I get lucky and guess correctly on which one's going to be my next high tier contract. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I have made it. I am among the elite gamers now. I used to be like them long ago. There we go. Channeling my inner RuneScape elitism by immediately looking down on the people that used to be my equals. The Dark Ages, yes, sir. Yep, he gets it. Time to do a full farm run, but only doing the herb patch and the limpwort roots. No more watermelons. And now I get to teleport straight to my house and take one of my new portals to teleport me right to one of the new patches. I forgot I don't have the agility level for this, so I still kind of look a little poor. I'm gonna have to walk around until I get that agility level. And there is the first of the 2 new patches. And then I just go back to my house, take the Whis portal, and I'm right at the Whis patch as well. Dang, I feel so cool. Oh yeah, that herb run was a billion times faster without the watermelons. I could totally get used to this. Like I'm actually out here like freaking recharging Dragonstone jewelry and just like high tier 6. Dude, I feel amazing. This is why I play this game. No idea how it slipped my mind yesterday, but I could totally bring out my little rock dude. How's it hanging, my little man? It has been a hot minute, hasn't it? A lot has happened since you've been chilling in the bank. Me, I haven't been chilling. I've been on that grind. Let me show you. Yep, that's right. Go on, take a look around, get comfortable. Yeah, I'm one of the big dogs around here. Like, here's where I'm thinking about putting my spirit tree. I'm just not sure yet. Over here's where my cat hangs out. He's just chilling. These flowers, I actually had them imported and planted over here. And of course, no more growing cats. So me and my little dude get to hang out forever until the quest tells me that I have to put him up in the bank and then I'll forget about him. But until then, we get to hang out. It is time to get started on some Guardians of the Rift, working on level 70 rune crafting. Okay, so I am not done with Slayer. Slayer did not reach 70, but I am going to take a break from it for now because I came to a realization that I'll need to talk about before I do any more Slayer. There it is, 62 rune crafting, which is also 1750 total level. I can now enter those 1750 total level worlds. Level 63, 64, there it is, 65 rune crafting. I can now craft death runes, which is not exactly true just yet. To actually be able to craft them, I'll need to go out and do Morning's End Part 1 and Part 2, which I deem to be very worth it because I'll be here going to 70, and that's a lot of death runes I could be crafting along the way. And that is Morning's End Part 1 completed. Time for Part 2. This is the first time I've ever actually over-prepared for Morning's End Part 2. This quest absolutely sucks, but I'm bringing energy potions, my Ring of Exploring for recharging run energy, agility potion help me with the agility shortcuts, 2 prayer potions, a bunch of food. I'm way over prepared for the first time ever. I also have a higher agility level than I usually do, so this should be pretty easy. Okay, I'm actually flying through my prayer potions, well, all of my potions. Wish me luck, little dude. Oh my gosh, that's the last of my prayer potions. I didn't even think it took 2 full ones to do the whole quest. Save the run energy as best as we can for those bigger sections where it's actually gonna matter. Oh, Oh, 13? We're hitting for, dude, I don't know these guys max hit, but it's got to be like 40 because every opportunity they get, it's minus 10. It's minus 13. Like, please have mercy. Oh, get me down here. Wait, did I do it? Did I do it? Freaking easy, dude. I told you. There we go. So the quest is basically done. All I have to do now is this dwarf wants like 50 of the most random items that I'm gonna have to go out and get for him, and then come back in like two separate trips. Here's the list of completely random items that he wants. Oh, he wants a chisel. You know what? You can have this one that I have on me. There you go. Turn the middle pillar to point back east, or you'll have to return via the underground pass. Okay, yeah, so that's the important part. If you teleport out of here without turning this middle pillar, the game makes you have to come back through the underground pass, so you can't forget it. Like, even the quest guide screams at you in all caps that you have to make this face this way before you leave. All right, I am back with the first set of the most random items. I mean, literally, look at this. A bronze bar, a hammer, a potato cacti, an apron. Like, why? Why do you need this? Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? I wasn't going to keep the apron. It's all yours. You know, take everything you need. He only took one of my 15 nails, so I literally just wanted one. Cool. Well, I did the math on it, and I will actually be able to do this in just 2 trips. I think it usually takes me 3 for whatever reason. Oh my gosh. I just teleported out without touching the middle pillar. You've got to be kidding me. Dude, there's no way. I've never made that mistake before. I'm always so careful with it, dude. He got me. He got me so good. I was so distracted by the stupid items he needed that I didn't even... Oh my... No! All right, I think I am ready for my second and final trip. Of course, going through the underground pass, unfortunately. But this should be everything. I saved the obscure items for last, and that honestly took me like 30 minutes to go out and get all these items, as well as to cope with the fact that I was going to have to figure out how to go through the underground pass. Okay, that really wasn't bad at all. That's honestly about the same amount of time it takes me to go through the front entrance the normal way. So this like really is not that big of a deal. Hopefully I did not forget any of the items. I'm pretty sure I got them all. Yes, sir. Sweet. There we go. Mornings in part 2 completed, giving me quite a bit of agility experience. That is an agility level. Level 72 agility. Nice. I was not expecting that. Well, the important part is that I now can craft death runes over at Guardians of the Rift, so it's time to head back over there and get level 70, hopefully getting quite a bit of death runes along the way. Oh, death runes. Nice. I like just got back. I'm already getting to craft my first death runes. Oh yeah, now we're talking. 66. 67 rune crafting. 68. 69 rune crafting. There she is, another base 70 on the Hardcore Ironman. Level 70 rune crafting has been achieved. Here's a quick look at all of the runes after the rune crafting. So 18,000 death runes. We have 3,200 law runes, and then nearly 2,000 nature runes, which were the main 3. Those were the big 3 that I was focusing whenever I would see them popping up. All right, it is finally time to open up my 250 pulls on the Rewards Guardian. I'm expecting some pretty juicy loot. All right, let's get started with some big searches. I am mainly looking for like intricate pouches are nice. Yes, abyssal pearls are very nice as well. The abyssal needle is like a 1 in 300, and I have 250 pulls, so pretty good chance of getting that. Is just any unique in general, really. 175 rewards left. Oh, I just got it. I got the abyssal needle, and I got it in the same pull as the regular needle, so the regular one couldn't like bait me like it usually does, dude. Let's go. I got a unique. Dang, and a 4th intricate pouch. That's crazy. Let me go and bank some of this. All right, we've got 120 pulls left. Intricate pouch. Don't mind if I do. Intricate pouch. Don't mind if I do. No freaking way. There's no freaking way. Dude, what? There's no way. Yeah, 1 in 700. It's a 1 in 700 chance for the lantern. Dude, that's crazy. I know that Wivio's lucky, but that's insane. All right, 23 pulls left. Anything else you want from here, Wivio? You take whatever you want. Oh my gosh, you're joking, dude. You're joking. By all means, you know what? By all means, get every green log the entire rewards guardian. That's literally everything besides the pet and the dyes. In 250 pulls, I just got all 3 of the uniques. Dude, the what? What is this luck? And 7 intricate pouches. So everything in my bank here is all the stuff I had from the actual rune crafting part, and then everything in my inventory is all the stuff I got from the rewards guardian. Absolutely crazy, dude. Look at all those runes. Not quite over yet. I do still have to open up the intricate pouches. These intricate pouches are usually just runes, but there is a 1 in 45 chance of getting something really nice, either a clue step later on or a shield left half, which I would love to get. Time to test Wivio's luck. Cosmic runes. Absolutely love to see the nature runes. That's one of the better ones I could be getting. Okay. Oh, dude, you're like, it's actually staged. I'm literally a Jagex employee. It's literally staged. It's not random. It's not a 1 in 45. I'm cheating at the video game. I admit to all of it. I admit to all of it. That's insane. So what makes this one special is that it is required for the Arty Hard Diary. You literally cannot do the Arty Hard Diary as an Ironman unless you find one of these either from intricate pouches or randomly from the gym drop table. It is a pain in the butt to get. Well, 3 left to go, which literally means infinite possibilities. Well, what? Dude, 1 in 45 for the key, another 1 in 45. I didn't even know you could get clues from these. What the heck? All right, we'll drop the clue on the ground just in case, because you never know with my luck. All right, 2 more pouches. Can I get another 1 in 45? Dude, I'm out of things to be saying. How many more times can I hit you with, wow, that's crazy. Wow, another rare drop. What are the odds? You know, how many more times can I keep doing that? I'm out of surprise to be throwing at it, to be expected at this point. In fact, thanks. Yeah, that's what I thought is more like it. That's what I thought. All right, I'll go and take my Dragon Med Helm now. No. I ordered the Dragon Med Helm. Not another 1 in 45 shield left half. I ordered the Dragon Med Helm. I want to speak to the manager. Okay, so unironically, I am very excited and grateful. This is insanely sick to have on the account. But you have to understand, I walked around for like 20 minutes after every single one of these drops and like held my head and was like fist bumping the air. Like, I'm out of excitement for the night. I'm so tired. I was ready to go to bed. I was not expecting this insane luck. Like, I got the needle. I was happy about that. And then everything else is just like, what on earth is even going on? So I'll have to save my excitement for tomorrow or for another day when it can like properly set in, because tonight I'm just kind of tired and want to go to bed. Here is a final look at all of the runes combined into one massive stack. That is very juicy looking. I'm sure I've already shown it a few times, but I'll also pull up what the runes look like before I started Guardians of the Rift right here so you can compare it. Going up to level 70 made me feel like I'm rich all of a sudden, as far as runes are concerned at least. I almost forgot to use my Abyssal Needle to combine all my pouches. There it is. The Colossal Pouch is unlocked. The most exciting part out of all of this is tomorrow, whenever I wake up, I get to log in and see that in my inventory. Wow, what a day. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, like and subscribe, or I'll send you to the Gorak Plain to farm for Dragon Spears and Shield Left halves. Peace.